6. Respiration. Chew the air you breathe. Get into the habit of doing a few breathing exercises during the day, and be sure to breathe slowly and deeply so that the practice is really beneficial. Give the fresh air time to fill your lungs and get down to the very bottom so that it can replace the stale, impure air trapped in them. And not only must you draw slow, deep breaths, you must also hold your breath for a few seconds from time to time before breathing out again. Why? In order to chew it. For your lungs can chew air just as the mouth chews food. The air we breathe in is like a mouthful of food loaded with life-giving energies. But if you want to get the most out of those energies, you have to give your lungs time to chew and digest it. When you do deep breathing exercises, therefore, try to be conscious that with the air you are taking into your body, you are absorbing divine life. The psychic and the spiritual dimensions. Breathing exercises are good for our health, to be sure, but they are also good for our will and our mind. Try this experiment. When you have to lift something heavy, start by taking a deep breath, and you will find that you can lift it more easily. In all the little details of everyday life, in your relations with others, remember to breathe deeply. It will help you to remain in control of yourself. Before an interview, for example, if you want to ensure that a discussion does not degenerate into a quarrel, get into the habit of taking a deep breath. And if you are feeling jumpy or upset, why not ask your lungs to help you? That is what they are there for. Breathe deeply for 2 or 3 minutes, and you will find that you are quite calm again. It is normal to need help from time to time, but why do you always have to look for it on the outside when it's there inside you? As you come to understand the deeper significance of respiration, you will gradually feel that your own breathing is beginning to blend into that of the cosmos. As you breathe out, think that you are expanding to the very outer limits of the universe. And then, as you breathe in again, you contract and withdraw into yourself, into your ego, that imperceptible point at the center of an infinite circle. Again, you expand, and again, you contract. In this way, you begin to discover the movement of ebb and flow, which is the key to all the rhythms of the universe. When you become conscious of this movement within your own being, you enter into the harmony of the cosmos and establish a relationship of exchange between yourself and the universe. 4. As you breathe in, you inhale elements from space, and as you breathe out, you send out into space something of your own heart and soul. He who learns to be in harmony with the respiration of the cosmos enters into the sphere of divine consciousness. Once you become really aware of that dimension, you will want to spend your lives working to inhale the strength and light of God, so as to breathe out that light again to the whole world. For to breathe out is also to distribute to others the light of God that you have drawn into yourself. Conscious breathing contains untold blessings for one's physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual life. You should be able to see its beneficial effects on your brain as well as in your soul and in all your faculties. It is a very powerful factor for every aspect of life. Never neglect the question of respiration. 7. How to recuperate energy. Too often, you let yourselves get caught up in the fevered atmosphere that is now a normal aspect of many people's lives, and which is extremely detrimental to their psychic equilibrium. From now on, you must take better care of your nervous system and give it a chance to relax from time to time. For example, you can retire into a quiet room and stretch out face down on a bed or flat on the floor, arms and legs relaxed. Let yourself go as though you were sinking into an ocean of light and remain motionless, without thinking of anything for just 1 minute. A minute or two later, when you stand up, your batteries will be recharged. There, that is all. It is not much, but it is very important. Of course, you will say that it is not always possible to stretch out in this way. That doesn't matter. You can sit down instead. What does matter is to break the tenseness that has you in its grip. You must learn to relax, and not just once or twice a day. That is not enough. You must do so 10, 15, 20 times a day. It need only be for a minute or two. But it is essential to get into the habit of doing it frequently, as soon as you have a moment to spare. Wherever you may be, instead of fretting at being kept waiting, for instance, take advantage of the occasion to relax and recover your balance, and you will be all the readier to go back to your activities with renewed energy. 8. Love makes us tireless. The great secret in sustaining a high quality of activity is to learn to work with love. For it is love that strengthens, vivifies, and resuscitates. You cannot get good results from your work if you don't love it, if you see it as nothing more than a way of earning a living. To be sure, it will earn you some money, but you will gradually lose all your joy and your enthusiasm, and find yourself becoming irritable. Even your general health will deteriorate. You can work for hours with love and not feel the least bit tired, but if you work even if only for a few minutes without love, in a spirit of anger and revolt, everything starts to seize up inside you and all your strength seeps away. It is important to understand the power and efficacy of love. Whatever you do, do it with love, or don't do it at all. For anything you do without love only fatigues and poisons you, and you need not be surprised to find yourself drained and ill. People are always asking how they can become tireless. The secret is to love what you do, for it is love that awakens man's latent energies. 9. Technical progress frees man for spiritual work. The fact that science and technology provide more and more appliances and products that make life easier for you is no reason to let yourself become slack. You should see all these improvements as so many opportunities to give more time to spiritual activities. This is the true significance of technical progress, to free human beings. Yes, but to free them for another kind of work. If your external material work becomes less laborious and time-consuming, it is so that you may devote more time to learning to master and spiritualize your inner matter, and in this way become a beneficial influence on the whole world. With every effort, every exercise, life takes on a different color, a different flavor. People who have everything they could possibly need on the material level are often so disillusioned that they never feel any joy, and this is because they have no inner activity. Their life is without intensity. If they were enlightened, they would continue to enjoy all their possessions, but without ceasing their inner work. It is this work that gives a flavor to everything. 10. Furnish your inner dwelling. You must learn to pay more attention to the possibilities of the inner dimension, for it is there, in your inner world, that you spend your life. You are not always looking at, listening to, touching, or tasting things on the outside, but you are always with yourself in your inner world, and you have never learned to make use of all its wealth. This is the world that belongs to you. Wherever you go, you take it with you, and you can always rely on it, whereas the outer world is always liable to disappoint you. You may think for a moment that you have hold of something external, but you soon find that there is nothing there. It has been taken from you, or you have lost it. If you are looking for abundance and fulfillment, you must realize that it is only within yourself that you will find them. You don't know yourself. You don't know how rich you are, how many treasures of knowledge and power God has put into you. It is time you made an effort to sense the presence of these riches and learn to use them. Let me illustrate this. There are people who have furnished and decorated their house or flat so beautifully that they have no desire to leave it and go somewhere where they will have to put up with noise and dust and traffic jams. And then there are others who live in a miserable slum and have none of life's commodities, and they seize every opportunity to go out. Not that this is really the solution, but still. And now let's interpret this. A spiritual man is one who has furnished his inner world with such care that nothing is missing. Poetry, colors, music, everything he needs is there, and it is painful to him to have to go out and abandon all that beauty. Whereas ordinary people who have never done anything to make their inner dwelling fit to live in are always eager to go out and amuse themselves elsewhere. As soon as they are left alone with themselves, they are bored and miserable. Think about this for a moment and judge for yourself which is the better situation. Isn't it more to your advantage to improve the place you never leave, the place in which you spend all your days and nights? Why allow your inner world to go to wreck and ruin and become a slum with broken windows and cobwebs in every corner? Henceforth, pay more attention to making everything within you more beautiful, richer, and more harmonious. In this way, not only will you feel much more comfortable within yourself, but you will also be in a position to welcome visitors into your magnificent dwelling. Yes, the spirits of light will be delighted to come and visit you. They may even decide to give you the benefit of their presence and stay with you permanently.